And as one source told me, you remove a vampire from the locker room. That meaning a vampire sucks the blood out of the locker room. Russell Westbrook moves on.
Many months later.
The Nuggets are now 9-2 when you're in the starting lineup. Are you at all surprised with your chemistry with Nikola Jokic? You guys look like you've been playing together your entire careers.
That he did play some 3-on-3 full court.
Oh, man.
He's got 21 and 12 now with 8 assists. Clear out up against Dean, but you can't.
Man, he's the best player in the world. My job is to make the game easy for him, and he does it for everybody else. And it's a pleasure to be able to share the floor with him.
If you asked an NBA fan before the season started, which pair of players are from the most exciting, randomly unique duo in the NBA, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone between Nikola Jokic and Russell Westbrook. And if anything, they'd probably tell you this duo would not work. Russell Westbrook wasn't an NBA player, he was washed. He's a quote-unquote vampire team cancer who couldn't be salvaged.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Now, if you've watched Denver so far this year, Russell Westbrook hasn't just revived his career, he's thriving and excelling in his new role in Denver alongside the Joker. And of course, you gotta give Russ tremendous credit, but also give credit to Nikola Jokic. As unlike a lot of mega superstars, this guy makes everyone better and is so easy to play with.
Play game in the turnover department with the cutter inside left hand. Westbrook open nicely into a Westbrook.
Dear God, it's beautiful.
We always hear the NBA media say, player X makes all his teammates better, player Y elevates his entire roster. You hear those narratives get thrown out time and time again about certain superstars in the NBA. But for someone like Nikola Jokic, that narrative and the actual play on the court, it lines up almost directly. A lot of these players, the media will give them praise to make their teammates better, but in reality, they simply don't. And again, looking at Westbrook, clear-cut proof the Joker makes everyone better. As just a couple of months ago, Westbrook was being pushed out of the NBA, being told to retire or head overseas. To a lot of fans, Westbrook, he was cooked, it was over, and he was not an NBA player anymore.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
And I think it's no surprise that people pushing these narratives, of course, Lakers fans, ESPN, but especially the LeBron James media. As to these guys, Russell Westbrook, 2-3 years ago, was the biggest problem in LA, and he was the scapegoat for LeBron James and his failed super team. And that right there for LeBron in LA, really his entire career, is a constant theme over and over and over again. It's not a Westbrook thing, a Lakers thing, it's 100% a LeBron James thing. Look at the coaches. If it's not Luke Walton's fault, it's Frank Vogel. Not Vogel's fault, it's Darvin Ham. For the players, if it's not Kuzma, it's Westbrook. Not Westbrook, it's D'Lo. Not D'Lo, now it's Rui Hachimura. The scapegoat carousel keeps on going, keeps on churning, regardless of players or the roster makeup. And I can virtually guarantee you someone like Dorian Finney-Smith is a lamb being sent to slaughter. And this guy coming to the Lakers, a great 3-and-D player, a big-time acquisition. Give it a couple of weeks, a month, half a season, then Dorian Finney-Smith is trash, he's garbage, just not an NBA player. That's always how it works with LeBron James and his teams.
Hey, I've seen this one. This is a classic.
LeBron James needs help. That is the end of it.
And once again, looking at Westbrook playing with LeBron James, as well as the Joker, it once again proves one of these players elevates his teammates, is easy to play with, and the other guy doesn't really do that, despite the media narratives. As looking at Russ alongside LeBron James in their first 25 games healthy, Russ, 16.6 points, 43% shooting, 34 minutes per game on 15 shots. His plus-minus, a -1. Now, for Russ and LeBron, the final 18 games when they actually healthy played together, again, Westbrook, 16 points per game, 42% shooting, mid-30s per minute, and 14.3 shots, and again, a -1.5 in the plus-minus. So that right there is Westbrook in two separate stints, extended periods, alongside LeBron James, not being made a better player. Now, looking at Russ and Denver alongside the Joker the past 19 games after a pretty rough start. Russ with the Joker, 13.2 points per game on only 10.1 shots. His plus-minus, actually in the positives, a plus 3.9. And what's the big time difference? Minutes down by 6, shots down by around 4, but the field goal percentage up by nearly 10%. If you compare Russ in Denver versus LA, I mean, almost a completely different player, completely different attitude with the Joker versus LeBron James. Of course, in Denver, he's welcomed, built into the offense. In LA, kind of forced into a spot to fit LeBron James and the quote-unquote "Le system." And playing alongside the Joker, despite less minutes, less shots, he's more efficient at age 36 than he was at age 32.
I'm proud of you, you know that. I hope you do.
And once again, to remind you guys, Westbrook pre-LA, this guy was a 13 All-NBA player, an All-Star player. In Washington, led the NBA in assists, was a walking 22, 11, and 10. The previous year in Houston, was an All-Star, averaging 27 points per game. Again, ask the question, how does Westbrook 1 year go from a great story, great comeback story, to the next year, a scapegoat, cancer, a vampire, and not an NBA player?
LeBron James, LeBron James, LeBron James.
And if you want to talk LeBron's teammates he hasn't made better, that list is long and lengthy. From guys like Chris Bosh and Kevin Love, to Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, a Josh Hart, a Westbrook, a D'Lo, that list is lengthy, goes on very, very long. For someone like the Joker, there's very few teammates he hasn't made better in a positive way. Whether that be KCP, Gary Harris, a Campazzo, and of course, a Russell Westbrook.
One extra play, get one extra rebound, get your hands out, get your arms out. Under to Westbrook, who finishes 59-50. Now Jokic with it, back to Russell Westbrook, who lays it in.
In a lot of ways, Nikola Jokic is the anti-LeBron James. He can take average, below average players, make them serviceable, even very good NBA players. And unlike LeBron James, they don't need to fit his play style, his system, to thrive alongside him. And I think one of the biggest knocks on LeBron James is in fact his ability to make teammates better. As of course, he always has talent, always has shooters, but making those guys reach their full potential, that not once has been LeBron's strength. And again, looking at the media narratives, on one hand, never has enough help, while the other makes everyone better. There's an obvious disconnect between reality and the actual narrative in the NBA media. And of course, the truth is, LeBron James is not easy to play with. Could he be a great teammate? Of course he could. But the easiest player to play with, he's far from that. And again, looking at Russ in LA, fitting the quote-unquote "Le system," it was never going to work. As by week 3, week 2, this dude was stuck in the corner spotting up, shooting threes. For a lot of LeBron teammates, they get pigeonholed and put in these boxes that they can't move out of. And someone like Westbrook with LeBron James simply can't be Russ. What he has to be is Danny Green or Jared Dudley, playing off ball, shooting threes, and of course, not having the ball.
Just about 2 minutes gone by here in the third. Westbrook lets it fly.
65-58 lead. Westbrook lines it up.
I was in a position where I was playing not my position, and being able to be here and Coach Malone allowing me to be able to use my speed, use my transition skill to be able to make other guys better.
So that right there is LeBron James putting his teammates in a very strict box that they can't operate outside of. And for LeBron's overall skill set being 6'8", kind of a point forward, it's a blessing and a curse. As of course, some nights he can play the point, run the 1, other nights be a 2, a score first player, some nights a 4 out of the post, even other days a 5 in the small ball era. That right there for an individual is pretty amazing. But for team building, chemistry building, a player bouncing around here, there, 1 through 5, not really conducive to building chemistry and building rapport with your teammates. The Joker every single night, game 1 through 82, is playing the 5. Pick and roll, post-up, dribble handoffs, that's Jokic, game 1 to 82. As a role player teammate, having someone like that, who's steady, consistent, has their game, what they always do, that is much more conducive to building chemistry and rapport on the court. And of course, looking at Russ yet again, in less than 20 games with the Joker, he's built chemistry just like that, compared with LeBron James, where it never worked from day one.
Jokic double, dump it to Westbrook. Coming in.
Westbrook with Jokic. And
I mean, it was almost like a nap going back. Like, you can't even see it happen.
oh, nice little pass there.
Like I said earlier, Russell Westbrook, age 36, didn't magically reinvent himself, become a better basketball player at this stage in his career. What actually happened is not playing with LeBron James, who doesn't make his teammates better. As of course, before Los Angeles and post Los Angeles, Russ in every stop but LA has looked pretty serviceable, and in some spots even great. And one last thing I do want to highlight for Russ, his last 10 games with the Joker, half of them starting. He's averaging 14.2 points per game, 56% shooting, under 30 minutes per game, with a plus 96. In that 10-game stretch, 1 triple-double, 3 double-doubles, and was a positive plus-minus in 9 of the 10 games. So that right there is the end of the video, and once again Russell Westbrook, the narrative shift on him has been fast and swift, as of course in LA was the ultimate scapegoat problem should be out of the NBA. In Denver, some nights they're second best player, other nights they're third best player at worst. I guess for a quote-unquote culture vampire, not a bad job by Russ or the Joker. As always, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.